Welcome to the Radical Audacity Podcast. I'm Tiffany Kane, your host. On this podcast, you are going to meet people that walk their own path, live life on their own terms, let go of other people's rules and expectations and the shoulds in life, and instead live life in their own truth, integrity, and authenticity. This podcast will give you the inspiration you need to live your own radically audacious life. Enjoy the episode. Hello. Welcome to another solo episode on Radical Audacity. I call these Tiffany's Titillating Talks. I wanted to talk to you today about disappointment. Oh my goodness, that feeling of being disappointed. Have you ever had something you were working on or working towards that you put a lot of work into and things just seemed to be working out beautifully and you were just so excited? And then at the last minute, the rug gets pulled under your feet and something happens to make it not work. Maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's a project, maybe it's a relationship. So many ways that we get disappointed. I'm guessing you have your hand raised. I'm guess you're nodding your head yes, I have had a disappointment. Well, we all have. It's kind of part of life, right? So today I want to talk about disappointment and the radical audacity of sitting with that disappointment, being curious about that disappointment, and then moving forward. And I want to talk to you about a situation I was in. And today's podcast is less about the situation. So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on the situation, but it's more about how I worked through my emotions and the beautiful way this community supported me through that. So I was working on a particular project. I'm not going to give a lot of details about it. If I give too many details, I know people that are close to me will totally know what I'm talking about. And I have no desire to throw any particular person under the bus. But I was working on a big project, very excited about it. Things were looking really, really, really great. I had somebody was involved in the project, very, very enthusiastic, like somebody that would really make this project great. And I was thrilled. Things were really going up. And this was the kind of thing that it propels you to the next level, right? And could be a really exciting thing. And it was, I'm sure there was a little bit of my ego involved in this project of, oh my goodness, if everything goes well with this, wow, this is next level. This is next level. And I was excited about the way we were serving the community and the things that we were bringing and the collaboration that was happening. And, a little bit of that ego of, oh my gosh, this could be really cool for me and for what I want to do. So this is just something I've been very enthused about. And just this week, I got notification that this particular person that I was excited about working with pulled out of the project for extenuating circumstances, schedule overloaded. It's fine. That part is fine. And like I said, I'm not mad at anybody and things are continuing on and it's going to be okay. But it was a huge disappointment, right? It's normal. It's normal. And what were my initial feelings of disappointment? Well, let's go through them. There was quite a list. Anger. Man, I put so much time and effort and energy, and the team I'm working with has put so much time and effort and energy. And to get the rug pulled out from under us at, kind of towards the last minute felt very frustrating. And I was frustrated and I was angry. And then that turned to grief and sadness and embarrassment. Oh, my ego took over. It was amazing how it went deep inside and touched my wounded inner child. I was so embarrassed. What are people going to think of me now? Because I've been talking about this project and I've been talking about this person being involved. And what are people going to think of me now? So, oh, the embarrassment. And then it turned into, wait a minute. This person said they couldn't do it because of schedule, but what if it was really about me? What if they don't want to work with me? And what if, am I not good enough? Do they not think that I am somebody worth shifting their schedule around to make it work? All of those worthiness and self-worth, self-talk came in. And it was just this gamut of emotions that it was almost like a psychedelic flashing through of all of these emotions. And I'm not going to lie, there was a grieving process along with this too that I just had to work with, right? Now, the good news is I have tools to work through all of these things. Just because you're a mindset coach, just because you're a life coach, does not mean that you're never going to feel emotions, right? Like there is no human on this planet that is devoid of emotions. It's just some of us have different tools for working through those emotions. And so I did work through those emotions. My initial reaction was wanting to go crawl in bed, curl up in a ball, maybe eat some chocolate, maybe stare blindly at the wall, maybe zone out on Netflix, whatever it was. I wanted to hide from the world. I did not want to be seen. I did not want to interact. I was just feeling too many emotions. But I knew if I did that I would not be able to properly process the emotions. I know the way I work and I know what I needed. And I know for me, the most healthy thing I can do is move. It helps my anxiety. It helps my emotions if I can just get out and move. And so I got out of the house. I went to Pilates class. I really focused and was present in Pilates class and working really hard. I came home. I spent some time before walking into the house just standing outside in the sunshine. I even recorded a reel to kind of talk about what I was going through, which is part of my process. If I can talk about it, it helps me to process. Hello, this is why I'm a podcaster. Talking helps me to process. So these were all steps I took to process through my emotions. Reached out to a friend who was part of the team, who knew what was going on, talked back and forth with her a little bit, processed through things, and was able in about I'm not going to lie, it was probably about a 24-hour time period. I was able to process through those emotions, and I no longer feel those emotions anymore, right? Now, what I want to tell you is the worst thing we can do in a situation like this is feel bad about these emotions, is somehow judge yourself for feeling angry, feeling frustrated, feeling those why me or those icky voices that come in your head that tell you you must not be good enough and this is why those things happened. If we start beating ourselves up over those emotions, then we start getting a deep, dark, swirly hole that becomes very hard to get out of. And I did have some people reach out to me and tell me, I've been in that deep, dark, swirly hole where I didn't want to talk to people and I haven't been able to get out of it. And I have so much compassion for that because it is so easy to get in that deep, dark, swirly hole. It just feels so good to hide from the world. And then it becomes difficult to come out of hiding. And so for me, being aware of my emotions, being curious about my emotions, being willing to talk to them. I talked about them to my partner, David. I shared a reel. I recorded a reel. So I talked to my community about them. I talked to my friend who was involved in the project, who intimately knew what was going on. And I was able to really open up to her. And because of that, I was able to process through my feelings and emotions because I had tools to work through. What tools do you have? Do you have a set of tools to work through these kinds of emotions? If not, would you like help in finding those tools? Because I would love to help you. This is the stuff that lights me up. This is the stuff that fascinates me. I love being curious about our emotions and becoming friends with our emotions. I do have a mastermind that is starting this month. I think I have 1 or 2 seats left for the mastermind. And there is a link in my show notes if you would like to apply to be a part of the mastermind. It is by application only. I want to make sure everybody that's a part of it is a good fit with each other. But if you feel these emotions and you're not quite sure what to do with them, then my Heck Yes Mastermind is for you. Because here's the thing, we're going to get a lot of hell no's. We are going to get so many hell no's in this life. And we need to learn how to turn those hell no's into a heck yes. And this is what I work on. This is my specialty. Where do we find the heck yes in this? And here's the thing, my friends. Since that person pulled out of the project, I've had 3 more people say they wanted to be a part of it and were excited to be a part of it. And it's amazing. Like, I'm really excited about the shift and the change that is happening in this project. Additionally, doors opened in the last 2 days for an opportunity that my partner David and I are so excited about. I know I'm being a little cryptic because everything is a little bit in this planning phase and I can't get too detailed. But let's just say my partner David and I, we sat down together and we talked about the path that our business is on and really focusing in and honing in and what is it that we really, really want to do. And we both decided that education is such a key foundation. It's a keystone of what it is that we want to do and what we're building our business on. And so we decided, oh my goodness, let's reach out to companies that might need people to be educators for their products and reach out to companies, specifically podcast related companies. And we made this intention that that is something we were going to do. Well, my friends, we got an email from somebody we're working with that said, hi, so-and-so from this company has requested an introduction to you. So I am sending this email to introduce you guys. Well, from that introduction, we got a meeting. And from that meeting, that very large company said, we are looking for people to become trainers of a certification program. And we might be able to do that. Like, we're in negotiations with them right now to see how we can do this with them. That opportunity opened up. And the only reason that opportunity opened up was because I stayed open. I did not close myself off. When our energy is closed off, when we let those hell no's bury us deep and we curl in a ball and we never get out of the ball, then the other doors don't open. But when those hell no's happen and we recognize our emotions and we're curious about our emotions and we work through our emotions, then heck yeses start popping up all around you and you're available to see them because you have in a healthy way processed through your emotions. And that is exactly what happened for me. And here I am a couple days out from the big giant disappointment that I thought would totally break my heart. And I am feeling so great. And my community has reached out to me. I cannot tell you how many people have slid into my DMs and left me gorgeous, supportive messages, telling me how they deal with disappointment, telling me that I can get through this, saying some of the most beautiful, beautiful things. And it has filled my heart and filled my bucket. And I am just so thankful for the people in my community that are like this. And why do I have people like this in my community? Because you attract your vibe. And so the people that are attracted to me are also just beautiful humans with just this beautiful energy. And it fills me up. It lights me up. So my friends, I want to thank you for being here today to hear me talk about disappointment and processing through disappointment. I really want to connect with you on this topic and other things, other hell no's that you are dealing with, and to help you find that heck yes. So, like I said, my heck yes mastermind is starting this month. Please fill out the application in the show notes. I would love to work with you. And if this episode was meaningful for you, please share it with a friend. Word of mouth is the absolute best way for new people to find this podcast. So I appreciate you being an ambassador and sending this episode out to somebody. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. And remember to raise the volume of your voice. I'm listening.